see what's in the bag. Armory disc golfers, welcome back to another video. My name is Nick, and alongside my good friend and pal Dustin, I own Armory Disc Golf, which is a disc golf store in addition to being a YouTube channel. I recently got a new bag for the first time in several years, and so I thought it would be a good time to do an in the bag video. And I'm glad that these are coming like back in style or whatever, because they were a big deal whenever I first started playing disc golf. I think it's cool to see what everybody else has in their bag, what people are throwing, and I thought it would be cool to see this from the perspective of a store owner who can walk in and pick up anything I want off of the shelf. So today I'm here at Research Park. I'm gonna play 18 holes, and I'm not gonna throw a single disc twice until I throw every single disc in my bag. I should have strategized this out a little bit and thought about what I want to throw when, but I'm just gonna start by playing normal, and we'll see what sort of pinches I can get myself in. There's several water carries here, so hopefully what is in my bag today stays in my bag the next time you see me. Hole 1, 315 feet OB right behind the basket. I'm going with a mint disc Nocturnal Bullet. I like that it has that mid-flight flip to it. This is my first shot of the day, so I tried to really oomph that thing. I'm gonna try to not ramble about every single disc in my bag because nobody wants to watch a 20-minute in the bag video. But the Nocturnal Bullet does get the nod from me over things like Proxies and Envies, which are probably the closest competitors in that slot, if not the PA3, which is my putting putter of choice. Ooh, feels good to start with it. The circle's painted right here. Got like a 32.5 footer. And because I just introduced the PA3, I will say not every disc in my bag will I vouch for as being the absolute best of the best in that slot. But PA3s, it's a hill I'm willing to die on. 356 feet, you can go forehand, you can go backhand. I, of course, am going to go forehand, and I'm going to go Star Destroyer. I've traveled far and wide, I've tried many different things, and there's something about the Destroyer that still just hits right. I thought it would be hilarious if I hit that first tree and said, you know, like it hits right off the tee box or something like that. But that's decent, it's a jumper. Now, I'm not gonna tell you every single little thing that I have in my bag because like nobody cares what kind of candy you eat during the round. But I will say, if you don't have lotion in your bag for winter months, it is a must have because when my hands get super cold, they get really slick. Specifically, it's hard for me to putt. Oh, I need more lotion. The bag itself is a Squatch Lore, which is the smaller one of their bags, which is fine with me because I bag fewer discs relatively. I don't need the Legend that carries like 46 discs. I think that I have like 23 in there right now, something like that. And that's including discs that I don't normally bag, that are like utility discs or whatever, that I wanted to throw in there today because I wanted to show you everything that I would throw in different situations or whatever. Mint disc Diamondback. I made a full video on this one, and I think it's a great control driver, Thunderbird type slot. Stay up, yes. I'm gonna put up an aerial shot of this hole so you can appreciate just how small the landing strip is here. Only 250 feet, but you gotta go down this tunnel and finish right. So I've got a Prodigy MX1, which is very similar to like a Justice or a Walker or some other overstable mid-range. Oh, that needs to get left. Good thing it's an overstable mid-range. I don't know if that ever crossed in bounds. And it's a good thing I did throw an MX1 because it did come back in bounds. Now, all I have to do is hit a 25 footer staring straight at a body of water. I was scared. I'll admit it, I was scared. This hole is stupid. 250 feet, got to go over a pond. You have less than circle one to land in, and OB sidewalk just to the left of it. I'm going with my mint disc Bobcat, first run Sublime, and you may be noticing a theme developing with my bag. And yes, I do rarely name a number of my discs. Oh, get up, push. I wish I'd name a number of my discs. Technically, I never cross in bounds, so I'm just gonna take my lumps like a man and throw from the drop zone. Gives me a good opportunity to show you this 750A2, which is like a Zone OS. Very overstable, very low glide. Cool Alden Harris Crown of Thorns Special Edition. And I like to use it for stuff like that. It's gonna just plop straight down and not move anywhere because it's so stable. Hole 6, par 4, 500 feet, Axiom Fireball. I like this one for my more overstable 9-speed spot. Love Proton Plastic, love the flat top. They look really cool. What's not to love? It is time for the beloved Pig. reliably straight on forehand. They start out pretty stable, but they beat in, I think, to just be straight forehand flyers. I've started to backhand it more as an overstable option for a backhand throwing putter, but I love these for forehands. I can throw it on a little bit of anhyzer. It will hold it pretty much the entire flight before falling flat. I can throw it hyzer. It'll stand up a little bit and hyzer out at the end, or I can have shots like this where I just throw it pretty much straight at the target and finishes with relatively little skip. Pig and putt. I love that disc. 285-foot tunnel shots, Neutron Hexes, name a better combination. Go ahead, name a better combination. I dare you. Things are about to get a little dicey here with the approach disc game, but the Berg is very similar to a Pig, except for it's a little less stable, a little straighter. Fine for approaches like this. I almost exclusively forehand it because I hate the way it feels backhand. It seems like people are either in one of these two camps. Either they love it backhand and hate it forehand, or vice versa. But I like giving nose up runs and actually trying to put it in the basket, because even if you miss, you're gonna have like a 15-footer. This is a 600-foot par 4. I normally go Destroyer here, but I've already used the Destroyer and I'm starting to run low on approach discs. So instead of going distance driver approach, I'm gonna go fairway, fairway, starting with this swirly S-Line FD. I really like these for long straight wood shots, essentially a longer version of the Hex. I wish I had more height. I mean, it'll be fine because I'm throwing another fairway driver at it, but it's leaving a lot on the bone. 365 to the basket, plays a little bit downhill. I'm gonna go with the Neutron Insanity. This is slightly understable 9-speed disc. Hopefully I can hit it on hyzer and it'll S for us. I like that I can throw that what feels like mid-range power, and it's just the right amount of understability to keep pushing straight. Didn't S over all the way, but that's a look. Well, this is less of a look than I thought it would be, but it is still a look. Drop. Oh, it dropped too much. Should have kept my mouth shut. No shot. Oh, this is the point of the video where I realized that I left my Supreme Orbit Sake Bomb Felon probably during filming of the last video. While I figure that out, I'm gonna throw a mint disc Lobster Apex, nice and flippy. This is one of those discs that isn't normally in my bag, but I will bring it if I'm playing somewhere really wooded, and I want something that I can throw on a lot of hyzer that will just stay flipping up the entire time. Just aimed it at that left side tree and trusting it to flip up and stay straight the entire time. That's a great disc. Maybe it should be in the bag more often. Oh, maybe I could talk about the chalk bags too. We've got a custom loot chalk bag. Lots of powder, really like those. At the turn, we are 3 down. This is a 415-foot hole, something like that. Finishes over here to the left. And I wouldn't normally throw this Rive here, but I'm running out of options. This is my absolutely maximum distance driver. Rives start out stable, but they beat in fairly quickly to have a decent amount of turn to them. I was originally going to cycle them, but again, like I said earlier, there's something about Destroyers that just hit right. I just wanted to get that one on hyzer, nice and high, have it crash in and over. That's not my play, but it'll be a look. Lone Star Crockett in alpha plastic. This disc is very overstable. Goodness grief. It feels mean, it flies mean. And I only throw it when I'm throwing a forehand hard into a headwind that I need to flare over. Another disc that's not always in the bag that I mainly use for rollers is this mint Jackalope. It's an understable fairway driver. I may never see that one again because it is being cooked right now. Ooh, nice tree. It's very similar to the Insanity, but as my Insanity continues to beat in, it's just kind of taking over the Jackalope's spot as a roller as well. Oh, goodness grief. I ran out of discs that I actually wanted to throw on holes a long time ago. Here we have a 315-foot hole and a Color Glow Champion Wraith. I really like this disc though, hence it being in my bag. It flies like a fairway driver version of a distance driver. Like it feels and controls like a fairway driver, but it goes as far as distance drivers. So I've been reaching for this one a lot lately. Oh, snap. Dig, dig, dig. Oh, well, no. Big OB. Yeah, I made it all the way across the bank. Not a Wraith hole. This hole is stupid, but you know what else is stupid? 300A2 from Prodigy Disc. I know that you may be thinking, wow, Nick, you're so handsome. Thanks. You're probably also thinking, you've already thrown an A2. The 300 and the 750 A2s are very different in my experience. 300 is a little more shallow feeling in the hand and has a little more mid-flight push before having that reliable fade at the end. So I'm a big fan of A2s for multiple different slots in my approach lineup. Oh my, dude, I just slipped off the end of this stinking T-pad. There's like this old post sitting right here. So looks like I'll be needing another 300 A2 sometime soon. So I'll be proceeding to a drop zone, and the final disc in my bag is a Prodigy D3. This is an understable distance driver, and it's not typically what I go for 150-foot upshots onto tight island greens. Chain it. Just get in the bucket. Oh. And this is why I don't use D3s for these kinds of shots. But that is why I do use PA3s for those kinds of shots. I am finally free to throw what I want on these holes. So, Proton Fireball, this is where I would throw my Felon if I had one. We'll figure that out another time though. This one will suffice. In the meantime, I mean, I wish I had my Felon because it would go that extra like 15 or 20 feet. Man, it's getting dark. It's not even 5 o'clock. Break, break, break. Oh, you could have given me that one. Here we've got a par 4. I want to go far and then finish left. So I'm going back to the old Destroyer. That's going far and it's finishing left. Destroyers. And this is why I wanted to finish left, because it really opens up the forehand into the green right here. And normally I would throw my Felon, but I noticed on the last hole that Fireball goes significantly less far than my Felon. So I'm gonna go all the way up to the Wraith here. I mean, that's gonna clear it. It's just too straight. Flare, flare. Oh, downhill at the water. What more could you ask for? It's a good thing I'm putting a PA3, or this might be kind of scary. Oh. Fellas, this one's been kind of rough. I think that is really good though. Big jump. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I saw a guy do this the other day and I want to try it. I mean, I think that's about what he did, and he was parked. Sick. We've still got one more hole left to play. If you're watching to this point of the video, thank you so much. Do me a favor and leave a like. Subscribe if you like what you see, if you like what's in my bag. Let's wrap this thing up. This is normally a flex forehand with a Destroyer, but I want to see if I can just pump the FD straight at it. Break over. Yes. Yes. What an arrow of a disc. Love that. So that's what's in my bag. Let me know what I'm missing out on other than a 300 A2, because I'm always open to tinkering with stuff. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.